Hello, everyone. It's Kathy with Paper Phenomenon. We're here for the holiday gifts under $10. This is the paper bag album matchbook style. So we're here for the entire process. So we're going to start off trimming down our bags. All right. So let me show you the papers I chose for my front cover. So that's going to be my front cover, and this will be the back. So I'm going to put these to the side. And in case any of you are wondering, I am using this K & Company line right here. It's called Visions of Christmas. Alrighty, so this one right here, this is the paper pack I used for the sample that I showed you all. The first thing is first, we're going to take 6 paper bags and we're going to cut them down to 7.5 inches. All 6 of them. Okay, so 7.5 inches for your paper bags. And I'm going through this process entirely with you all so we can make this together. I'm not going to go super fast, and if I do, I'm so sorry, but this is at the pace, I guess, that I work. So here is 6, so 7.5 inches, guys, for all 6 bags. You can throw away this excess because we're not going to use that. Let's put our paper trimmer to the side. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to open up your bag, okay? And we're going to do this process 6 times. So what I like to do to open my bag is I like to pinch from the very bottom and work my way up. And of course, my phone would ring as always. It never fails. All right. So we're going to pinch it till we get to the top, and you're going to see that your bag is going to want to turn the way mine just did. The bottom part of the bag will kind of do its thing and fold in it, in the way it's supposed to. So you're going to be left with something that looks like this. So go ahead and let's do that to all 6 bags, just like so. So again, from the bottom, okay, from the bottom, pinch on that natural crease. Okay, just like so, and work your way up, and you're going to see that your bag will crease, okay, the way it's supposed to be. So that goes with that one. So that's number 2. Here is number 3. Hopefully you're all on number 3 right now. All right, pulling and kind of tugging and pinching at the same time. If it doesn't fold, just go ahead and pull on those natural creases. And what I mean by natural creases is the crease that was already formed in the paper bag. For those of you who are not familiar with the supplies we're using, these are the Michaels Celebrated brand bags that you find in the gift wrapping section. Okay, these are not in the scrapbooking section. It's one of the things that came up during one of my classes, that the ladies couldn't find the bags at Michael's, and it turns out they were in the scrapbooking section looking for these bags, and they are not. Go to the gift wrapping section where they have the bows and the gift wrap. That's where you will find the Celebrated brand bags. And these are the larger ones, which measure 4 and 5/8 of an inch by 8 and 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so these are the ones I'm using, and they come in a variety of colors. As you can see, I am working with the red, very appropriate for the holiday season. So love this time of year. And I'm working on my 6th bag right now. Okay, just like so. And last one, guys, and we're ready for the next step. Okay, here we go. Last one, of course, is giving me a little bit of trouble. It doesn't want to fold where it's supposed to, so I'm just going to go ahead and give it a little help there and reinforce that crease so I can get a nice crease on my bag. All right, so this is reminiscent to our Random Memories album where we released the gussets on the paper bag. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this part of the bag back, and again on its natural crease, guys. So you're going to see that you're going to get very little resistance. So you're going to fold back on that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your scissor and you're going to cut. Okay? You're going to cut right, you're going to see that there's that crease, that natural crease, right? And you're going to cut about 1/8 of an inch away, or if you like, you can go ahead and measure that 6 inches and make a mark and cut on that. But you're cutting almost right at that crease, okay? Not on it, just right at it. And right to the other fold line right here. See where I stopped at that intersecting score mark? So let's do that one more time. All right, well, we're going to do it 6 times. So we're going to fold back, and you're only doing that to one side. Notice I did that on one side only. Okay, just like so. You're good. Doesn't matter which side at this point. Does not matter. Right at the crease. So if you look, see if that's focusing in right there. You're just getting a tiny, tiny bit. Okay, so right to that intersecting line. And that's what you should be left with, something that looks like this. So let's try that again. So we're folding back, just like so, and we're cutting right at the fold to the intersecting line. Okay, if you cut on the fold, you're going to cut through your bag, and it won't ruin the design. You're just going to tuck that part back in, so it really doesn't matter. But it's just best to cut away from the fold. If you cut on it, don't worry about it. No big deal. It's not going to ruin your project. Okay? But try to cut right at the fold. There's truly no... the only wrong measurement would be if you do not give yourself 6 inches from here to here, okay? Because we're going to mat at 6 inches, so we don't want to do any cutting. If you cut too far out, what's going to happen is that your 6 by 6 inch piece of paper will not fit. So that's the only harm that you will be doing to the bag, okay? But it's not going to be a big deal. All you have to do is trim your paper down, okay? So we should have 6 bags now. You all should have 6 bags that look just like this. One side only. Now you're going to open up the bag just slightly, and you're going to tuck that side in that you cut. And you'll be left with something that looks like this, okay? So you're going to tuck that side in. Let's do this one more time for those of you who missed it, or 6 more times. So you just tuck it in right into that natural fold, and you'll see that it just hides right back in there, just like so, very easily. So you don't even have to open it all the way, okay? It just does its own thing. It kind of knows where it needs to go, and it doesn't give you too much resistance when you fold it right back into that original position. All right, just like that. And here we go on the last one. So we are just about done prepping our bags on this last one right here. Now what you're going to do is, here is step 3 for prepping bags. So here are my 6 total bags. I'm going to move this to the side. They seem to be slipping down. So for the last step in your bag, or the third step in your bag preparation, you are going to go ahead and on this flap that you cut, you're going to taper in right to that intersecting line, okay? It doesn't matter how much. I just want you to taper in both sides, okay? Then you're going to fold it over, just like so. And now you're going to glue this down. You can use wet glue or ATG. You don't have to have a lot of it, so don't go crazy with the glue like I just did right now, okay? I just did a little too much there. No need for all of that glue, because we're going to mat over this so it will stay down, but I just want to do a little more glue action there, okay? So that's all you're going to do to that. So on the side that you cut, you're going to taper. Again, working with that natural fold, and that's where you're going to stop your cutting. So you're going to angle your scissors, and you're going to cut right to that fold, okay? Just like so, on both sides. Okay, no right or wrong measurement on the angling. Use your judgment, okay? No big deal. What you're doing is, and I will explain, tell you why we're doing this. The reason why we're doing this is because if I just fold it over without cutting, when I mat my page, you are going to see that flap. And I don't want you to see the flap. I don't want the flap to show. I want to have a nice, neat mat. And let me show you. Had I not tapered that in when I mat my page, you're going to be able to see this fold right here. and you're going to have that problem with this part opening right here. So if you taper it, glue it down, and then you mat, you're going to get a nice finished sealed piece on that, okay? So hopefully that explains the method to that madness right there, okay? And you're going to do that 6 times, guys. So prep your 6 bags. You do not have to make this project with 6 bags. You can do 3 bags. It all depends on the purpose and how you're treating this gift. If you want to do a 3-bag project, you can, absolutely. All right, the measurement will probably still work for a 3-bag project. And what you can do is that you can add a gift card, you know, and they can take, let's say if it's I don't know, maybe a movie night or a dinner night gift card, and they can just maybe snap a couple of photos and put them in here for that Christmas gift they got from the loved one. I mean, the possibilities are endless on this one. It doesn't just have to be holiday. This would make a really cute addition to a gift card, a birthday, anniversary, anything you want to make it. This can be absolutely anything. Quick and easy gift. The reason I wanted to make it with you all here is so you can see how fast this actually comes together in real time. I'm making it right here with you all. So that's the whole purpose of this video. I can speed it up and do all that good stuff, but then you won't actually get an actual timeline on how long it would take to make this project. So from start to finish, guys, right here with you all on YouTube. So hopefully you are all at this stage with prepping your bags. And this is number 6, and we're done. That's it. Now we're up to step number 4. So step number 4 will be to, and you can go, if you're using wet glue, you can go ahead and just burnish that with your hand or with a bone folder if you like. You can use ATG. Ideally, I would be using ATG right now, but I'm having a bit of a problem with my shoulder, and that movement that you get with the ATG is messing me up. So I'm using this for now, wet glue. For the next step, you're going to seal this, you're going to glue this flap down, okay? So you're going to apply glue. Notice that you have an angular shape here, okay? So be careful when you're applying your glue that you don't go over. So I'm going to use hot glue for this, guys, okay? You can use wet glue, you can use ATG, would work just fine for this process as well, because this is not really going to get any stress, okay? We're ultimately going to be gluing these bags together at this point right here. So here you can see your 6x6 page taken shape, if you will. All right, so glue that down. So all we're doing is gluing these 2 flaps down, okay? So very quickly, just a little bit of hot glue action right there. Not too much. Burnish that down. Hot glue is just quick and easy for me. That's one of the reasons why I use it. And of course, not to mention the adhesion power that it has. It's not going anywhere. If your hot glue is nice and hot, it will work really nice on paper projects. Okay? And again, over here, this bottom side will become our binding edge. Okay? That's this part right here of your album. This part right here down below. So that's what we're gluing together. Okay? And that's 4. Here we go with bag number 5. And let's get a little rubbing action here. And bag number 6. Okay. Hope you all like this project. I love the inexpensive projects. They're wonderful, especially for the gift giving season. So that is fantastic. Perfect office party gift. You know, the grab bags, Lady Kris Kringle, is it Dirty Santa or something like that? Forgive me if it's not Dirty Santa. I know it's something like that. Next up, guys, notice that we have a straight side here and an angle side here. What you're going to do is you're going to do angle side, then flip over, straight side. Okay, angle side, turn your bag over, straight side. Okay, angle side, turn your bag over, straight, or angle side, straight side, angle side. Okay, that makes sense. Let's start again. So you have an angle side and a straight side. So you're just going to alternate angled with straight, then angled, see that? Then with straight, just like that, angled, and then straight. And how to get a perfect straight piece is you're going to line them up at the top right here. Okay, so all you're going to do is hold your bags. You can hold them if you like, or you can glue them down one at a time. I'm going to glue them down one at a time. I just wanted to show you the angular, the angle straight portion of that. So I don't like to glue my bag that's on the bottom. I like to glue the bag that's on the top, and I will explain. Because if you glue the bag that's on the bottom, you're going to get glue on the straight part of it, and there, see, you're going to get glue right there, and you don't need any glue there. So now make sure they're nice and straight, okay? Or you're going to get glue on the opposite side anyway. So just put some glue in the center. It doesn't really matter. You just need a little bit of glue to get these puppies together, okay? So just right there in the center will be more than enough. So right here in the center, apply your glue. And again, wet glue, hot glue, doesn't matter. And I'm going to turn this around so I can get these on nice and straight. So I like to line them up at the top and then work my way to the bottom. Okay, nice and straight. So we're just gluing at that very bottom right there. So we got an angle bag. Now we're going to work with the straight bag on this side. Okay. It may be time to refill my hot glue gun. So get that nice and straight. And I'm just maneuvering this so it can be easier for me to get them on nice and straight. Okay. And press down firmly. Okay, until that glue dries. You don't want too many lumpy bumpies. Although down here it does not matter. Okay, so there goes that. So we have the angle straight side right here. So we don't want angle to angle. We want straight side to angle. Okay, angle, straight side. Make sense? Hopefully that's all making sense for you all. And the reason that is so we can have two straight sides on either side, as opposed to having an angled side and a straight side. Okay, so we get a nice square bottom and top if we do it this way. Okay, notice how these flaps mean absolutely nothing. We were just gluing those down to size. The reason why we did that is so we can have a full 6x6 space to work with. If we left the bag with the gussets, we would just have a 4 by 5/8 of an inch space to work with. And that's fine as well, but why not go ahead and expand on that space? More room for pictures, journaling, or you can fit a full-size recipe card on here, because recipe cards are usually standard size or 4 by 6. So you can fit a full-size recipe card on here with room for additional notes if you like. Okay, so there is your bag assembly. There's 1, let me turn it this way, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you get 6 bags. You can go ahead and crease on that if you like. Take a look at how fast the matting will go if you do your 6x6 sheets of paper. And I know I have some 6x6s cut here already from my previous project, but let's start from scratch. I don't right now, but I'm going to grab this sheet of paper right here, bring it down to 6x6 and mat a couple pages with you all so you can see how fast. So you take a couple sheets of paper, because you're going to need 12 in total, right? You have 6 pages, 2 sides apiece. And look at how easy. 4 sheets of paper for matting. These are double-sided, so they're going to work out really, really nice. Look how perfect that fits on there. And you get a nice little border around there. So let me get that mat done. How fun is that? Wet glue here. You can use your ATG, of course. I'm using the Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive. And the mat, for the 6x6 mat, fits perfectly. Okay, definitely going to go ahead and burnish this with a bone folder, because again I'm using wet glue and I don't want any bumps. In this case, a brayer will come in super duper handy, but I do not own one. I have to get one of those. And then let's get a different color on this side. I'm not loving that paper, so I'm not going to go ahead and do it just for this video. I'd rather just wait. I know I had some 6x6s cut here, but of course I can't find them. But just to show you the matting, and of course you want to get that glue on all corners. You don't want the corners coming up. But it's kind of hard to get the wet glue on the corners. That's why I love dry adhesive. So there's your page assembly. Let's work on getting our cover on. All right. So how fast did that come together, right? No time at all. That's been, let's see, 20 minutes. And I've been talking the whole time. So for your front and back cover, you're going to need 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11. Okay, so that's 2 sheets right there. You're going to cut your 8.5 by 11 down to put your paper trimmer on the 8-inch side or on the long ways, and you're going to cut the 8.5-inch side down to 7 3/8 of an inch. Okay, 7 3/8 of an inch. That's the tick mark right after the 1/4 inch line. You can go ahead and throw this away if you like. Okay, so for the first sheet of paper is going to be your front cover. Okay, and what you're going to do for this one is going to be, you're going to get your scoring board out. Okay, so this is the front cover, guys, and when I say front cover, I mean this flap that you see right here. Okay, so you're going to put your paper on the 11-inch side and you're going to score. Okay, let me make sure I get this right. At a 1/2 inch, okay, and then at 8 1/4 inches. It's your first score mark. Then you are going to rotate your paper onto the 7 3/4 inch side, and you're going to score at a 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, a 1/2 inch on both sides, just like that. That's all you're going to do. All right, and then I did forget one score mark. Hold on. I think I forgot one score mark. Yeah. Then back onto the 11-inch side. Let's recap. You're going to score at a 1/2 inch, 8 1/4 inches, and then 8 3/4 inches. Okay. So one more time on the 11-inch side, working on the front cover, you're going to score at a 1/2 inch, 8 1/4 inches, and then 8 3/4 inches. You're going to rotate onto the 7 3/4 inch side, not 3/4 inch, 7 3/8 of an inch side, and you're going to score at a 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, so that would be a 1/2 inch, and then at 6 7/8 of an inch. Okay, let's put this to the side. Now we're going to work on our back cover. We're going to put it down on the scoreboard on the 11-inch side, and we're going to score at a 1/2 inch, 2 inches, 2.5 inches. And then we're going to rotate onto the 7 3/8 of an inch side, and we're going to score at a 1/2 inch on both sides, or a 1/2 inch, and then at 6 7/8 of an inch. Okay, so you're going to have something that looks like this. There's your scoring pattern for the back cover. All right, the front cover is the cover that has the scoring marks spread apart. How's that? You got a score mark here and a score mark over there. For the back cover, you have your score marks really close together. So hopefully that'll help. Okay, see those score marks really close together? So that should be able to help you decipher what's the front and the back cover. So what we're going to do now is we are going to place score tape, or any double-sided sticky tape will do, on the 1/2 inch score marks only on 3 sides. Okay, so if you notice, on 3 sides you have 1/2 inch score marks. Right now I'm working on the back cover, which is the one that has the score marks closest to each other. Okay, 3 sides with the score tape, just like that. Avoid the score marks, okay? Do not put your tape on the score marks. Now what we're going to do is that our score tape is in place. Go ahead and burnish that in place. Rotate onto the side that has the 1/2 inch score mark over here that should be on your left hand side. All right, so here's that 1/2 inch score mark, and then you get the other 2 sets of score marks right there. I'm sure you can catch that in the camera. You're going to miter those corners right there at that intersecting line, and you'll see the intersecting line there at the corner. Okay, miter those corners on both sides right at that intersecting line. Okay, right at that cross point. Now what you're going to do is you are going to remove the tape backing. Okay, and for that I need a little help, and I must have put my here it is, my craft knife away. So remove the tape backing. I have no nails, so I can never remove the tape backing without my craft knife. And now you're going to fold over on those score marks, okay? And stick it down into place. So I like to do the sides first, and then, or the top and the bottom, and then the sides. Just like that. Okay? And the top one. That's it. You can go ahead and burnish that with your bone folder on all 3 sides. The purpose of this is to give you a nice folded edge. We could have left it at the cut edge, but I love the folded edge. I do this on a lot of my projects, and I think it gives you a spectacular look. Right here on that double score line, you're going to go ahead and fold on that as well. So remember, we were working on the back side of the project. So what's going to happen is that this goes like this. See the matchbook magic starting to happen? Okay, just like that. Notice that if you've done this correctly, the edge of your paper is right at the bottom of this fold here. You can't glue this on too high, because when you want to flip your page, it's going to be in the way, and you don't want to do that. You want to be able to flip your pages all the way down. Okay, and on each side you barely have any space left. Okay, I mean barely. It's like probably a 1/16 of an inch, or it's almost perfect. If you want a wider side, you definitely want to increase that, but I don't think you need it, guys. I think it's perfect the way it is. You get a tiny little space there, and a tiny little space on the other side. You get some space on the top in case you want to do some tabs, like I did right here. So I allowed for some tab space as well. Okay, so that's the back part. Now let's work on the front cover. For the front cover, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to apply tape to all 3 sides where you see the 1/2 inch score marks. Okay, so let's get our tape, and we're going to go ahead and do that. All 3 sides. Our tape, and then 3 right over here, just like so. Burnish that tape into place. I am using score tape. The 1/4 inch score tape is my absolute favorite. I think it's an essential size to have in your craft room. Lots of people use the double-sided sticky tape. That works as well. The red tape, that's fabulous as well. I just love this one because I can cut it with my hands. That's just my preference, but you guys can use whatever you want. Again, on that side that you have the 1/4 inch, the 1/2 inch score mark on the short side, that's the side you want to miter, okay? So you're going to miter those corners again. And I probably should have did this before I moved the tape, the tape backing. But go ahead and miter, all right? Just right there at that intersecting line. Okay, there we go. No harm done. Now what you're going to do is you will fold on your score marks and put that tape, glue that tape in place. I didn't fold it straight. All right, I'll make it work. No worries. Let me go ahead and there we go. Nice comeback, Kathy. I glued it, try to fold on the score mark and then stick it down, because I glued mine down crooked because I didn't fold nice and straight. Okay, over here, fold on the score mark, and then glue it down, stick it down, and then you're left with something that looks like this. Now fold on the horizontal folds right here. Okay, so there is your front cover. So this goes on top. So that tucks in there. You fold that around, and that goes right there. So there it is. Now what you're going to do is, notice this doesn't fold on the back side. This folds on the inside. Okay, but there's no right or wrong way. You can do it on the back side or on the inside, either or. I'm going to do mine on the back side. Okay, for this one I did it on the inside. So I have a nice clean finish on the back side. On the inside is where I have the actual seam right here. So I'm going to stick with the inside like I did here. I like that better. Okay, but it's up to you guys, all right? So you're going to take your page assembly out, okay? And you are going to apply tape, and I'll show you where. So here's the top, here's the bottom. So I'm going to apply tape. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, sorry. Here's the bottom, here's the top. So the top part, you have the folded edge at the very bottom, okay? And then the bottom part, you have the folded edge over here at the top. So both folded edges are in contact, if that makes any sense. The cut edges are at the top of the book, okay? So both folded edges at the bottom, the cut edges at the top, okay? So hopefully that's making sense. So I'm going to turn this over. I confused myself for a minute there. So let's get some score tape. You are going to apply tape at the very top of this piece right here. Okay, remember folded edges at the bottom here. Okay, so at the very top you're going to apply some tape, and then this goes like this. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm getting that right. Okay, got it. Now at the cut edge over here, you're going to apply tape at the very bottom. Sometimes I got to walk myself through these projects as well, because I confuse myself very easily. And now you're going to go to town with the tape, okay? You're going to go work your way all the way to the top, okay? The reason why I had you put it on here and at the very bottom here is because I didn't want you to not be able to get to the top here exactly and then for your piece to come up, okay? So that was the purpose of that. So now you're going to remove your tape backing, okay? Notice that one's hanging over the edge a little bit, so I'm just going to fold it in. Remove the tape backing, and now you're going to remove the tape backing from the other side as well, and you're going to stick it down in place. And all you're going to do is you're going to line up this cut edge with the folded edge. So I'm going to turn this around so I can see what I'm doing. Again, folded edge with this folded edge, they're both at the same side, okay? So remember, folded edge with folded edge. So now you're going to take this fold right here and you're going to glue it down or stick it down in place. Okay, just like that, nice and straight. You don't want it to come up at all. Just like that. And there you go. There's your piece. Beautiful. Nice and straight. There's your seam on the inside. You get a beautiful seamless piece on the back. You do not want your piece to come up too high. I didn't glue mine on perfect on there. See, I left a little rim, which I do not care for. So you know what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to get my ruler and I'm cutting that little rim off. But if you glue it on perfectly, that will not happen. But if it does happen, look, here is the easy solution. Just cut that little rim off. That's it. Now it's absolutely perfect. And now I'm happy. See if I get another little snag in there. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. So there is your matchbook assembly, beautifully done. You have folded edges on all sides, and I love it. Now what you're going to do is place your book in for sizing once again, just like so. Perfect. Love that. you can go ahead and mat if you want your front and back cover, or you can glue your piece in place, your book in place, and get it done. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my piece in, and then I'm going to mat. Nah, let's mat first. All right, so I already cut my paper down to size. Let me give you your matting sizes. For this bottom strip, okay, which is the part that goes right here, the matchbook side, I guess, you're going to cut a strip of paper that measures 1.5 by 6 1/4. Okay, and that 1.5 size it is if you're going to do a decorative border punch. If you're not going to do a decorative border punch, then you want to cut it at 1 3/8 of an inch, okay, which is the tick mark right under the 1.5, okay. But I want to do a decorative edge, so I cut it right at a 1.5 inch. So let's do this decorative border with you all here. I am using the new Martha Stewart Snowflake Punch, and of course right now the name escapes me, but I've used it on several of my projects. So if anybody knows what it is, leave a comment down here below for those who do not know. So that goes right down there, and again the size for that is 1.5 by 6 1/4. If you're not doing the decorative punch, you want to cut it at 1 3/8 of an inch by 6 1/4. So some more wet glue action over here. Alrighty, I like to keep my glue facing down. And then I'm just going to center that from top to bottom, side to side, and I'm going to stick it down. Okay, just like that. Just stick that down nicely. I will be finishing this up with some gold Rub 'n Buff, so that's why I'm not even bothering with the distressing. Had I not been finishing this up with gold Rub 'n Buff, yes, I would have distressed my entire piece. Now for my front cover, I'm going to use this beautiful poinsettia paper right here. And same deal, I'm not going to use wet glue for this. I'm actually going to use score tape because I want my glue coverage to be from end to end, because I do not want this paper coming up at all. Okay, so I want a fantastic, neat, finished project. I don't want my paper curling on the edges. So with the score tape, I have a lot of control, so I can go ahead and butt it up to that cut edge and get full coverage end to end with tape. Okay, just like that. And then I get a couple of strips in the center and call it good. Now we're going to stick that piece on. Let's get rid of that tape backing. Make sure we get a good stick first, just like that, and pull that off. And we're almost done with the cover. Okay, just like that. Love that. And I'm gonna have my green edge at the top because I got a green edge at the bottom. So I'm gonna turn this over so I can get a nice straight stick, maybe like this. I'll do that. There we go. So butt it right up to that fold. Make sure it's centered from top to bottom, nice and even, guys, for that stick. Now you stick it down. And that's that piece right there. Beautiful. So that's what your piece is going to look like right there. Okay, love the way that that looks. This paper actually goes like this. And this actually looks right to me, but I wanted my paper, my floral arrangement to be at the top. So I think that works too. So we'll see if somebody notices it's upside down. All right. But this paper was intended to be like this. So my flowers are upside down, but I like it over here in the right top hand corner. I didn't want it on the left bottom hand corner. So you're going to do the same thing for your matting on the back. And if you care to put some strips here, the mat for the back is 8 3/4 inches by 6 1/4. Let me say that again. It's 8 3/8 of an inch by 6 1/4. So 8 3/8 of an inch this way, 6 1/4 this way. And for these strips right here, You're going to cut these at 3/8 of an inch by 6 1/4, and you can do 2 strips. I recommend wet glue for these down here, and I did that on this one right here. Okay, so I put the strips on both the top and the bottom. All right, so now let's get our piece glued down. So you're going to go ahead and go to town with the hot glue on this one right here on the bottom. Okay, just like that. Hot glue, wet glue, strips of tape will work, but for the wet glue, you're going to have to hold it down a bit, okay? Center it nicely from side to side and make sure you get a nice position there and stick it down, okay? You don't want to go over the fold, okay? So be sure you're aware of that. And then hold it down until it's glued down. Nice and centered. Beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. So I really love that. Love, love, love that. So there you go. And then over here, all you have to do is just stick it down in place. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, don't come up too high on the glue like I did, okay? Leave yourself about 1/4 of an inch. I apologize for that. I'm going to take it off because it doesn't matter if that is undone because you can't see it. So I want you guys to see the glue placement, okay? So you know it's not one of my projects unless I rip something off. So but I definitely want you to see that. I forgot to tell you one part. If not, it will not function properly. Okay, so let's rip that up, guys. Rip it up. So if you notice, if you want to, what will work best is if you actually fold your top flap down, then do your glue, okay? Do your glue. That will help to give you a defining line of where your glue should go, okay? And that helps a lot. So notice that I'm just putting glue at the very bottom. So almost jack that up, but nobody will know, just you guys. So now line it up nice and center and then stick it down, okay? There we go. It's too easy, too easy. Of course I had to muck it up. There we go. So don't forget, don't make the same boo-boo I made. So if you guys are all caught up with me, you made that boo-boo, I'm so sorry. Rip it up, guys, rip it up. So don't forget to leave that small piece there because this gets tucked under there. All right, just like that. So look at how beautiful that looks already. Absolutely beautiful. I love, 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 love. I'm going to stop this video because we're 42 minutes into it and I am going to come with part 2 so we can finish this up. So thank you so much. I'll see you in a little bit.